Hi, this is Shade and Steve of Tax Sale Support bringing you the Tax Sale Secrets weekly update.
Absolutely. Each Friday we're going to be releasing these, so be sure to check our YouTube channel each Friday to be able to check out the newest one.
Yeah, we generally are going to cover things like news and announcements. We also like to talk about weekly auctions that are taking place, different hot lists, as we call them, uh, as well as different questions, Q&As that get asked about different topics related to tax liens and tax deeds.
Yeah, exactly. As far as any news and announcements, the one thing we want to remind you is that we're going to be having a Saturday morning online workshop. It's going to be a week from tomorrow, so a week from Saturday, January 27th at 10 a.m.
Yeah, in fact, this is a free event that anybody is welcome to attend. We tend to do these every month to 2 months or so, and so there is always the opportunity to go and to look at that and to join us on these free workshops that we hold.
Yeah, in addition to that, we also have one spot left for our uh, coaching scholarship program. Essentially, we're qualifying individuals to be part of our program. And essentially, what this does is it discounts our coaching package from $3,000 to only $995. And so, what we're looking to do is personally work with a handful of individuals to really help create new success stories and testimonials.
Yeah, and for anybody that's out there, the scholarship program has been an incredible opportunity for us to be able to work with people every single week for a long period of time that don't have a lot of capital to begin with. You know, we wanted to make the scholarship package something that would be affordable and attainable for most people, and I think at $9.95 it does the trick there, and it's been an excellent experience so far. We're creating a lot of success with it already.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as far as upcoming auctions for next week, there's actually quite a few good auctions that are going to be coming up. Now, the ones that are underlined stand for online auctions, and if they're not underlined, that means that there's a live auction. So, starting next Monday, we have there's two good auctions, online auctions happening in Florida with Santa Rosa and Manatee, and then there's also a couple of live auctions. The same thing goes with the 23rd. We've got more auctions in Florida, and North Carolina has some sales. And on the 24th, there's also Citrus and Hardy. And these online auctions are a great opportunity for investors to participate in an auction without ever leaving the comfort of their home.
Yeah, online auctions are a great way to bid on investments, to learn a lot about the strategy because so many things are available to you on the computer.
Yeah, and exactly. And additionally, on the 25th, in the 26th and the 27th, there's going to be auctions happening in Washington that are online auctions. There's going to be online auctions happening in California. There's going to be live auctions happening in Virginia. So you can see some of the different auctions that are taking place, and we just want to let you know each week we're going to put out the 4 best auctions for each day.
Yeah, I'm sure that over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, there will be many excellent deals that are picked up or that are available through those tax sales. So it's important to get on them. Also, if you want to participate in any of those, you need to very quickly get your registration in with the deposit.
Yeah, that's a good point. On each one of these weekly updates, we want to spend a few minutes and do a tax sale tip. And today we're going to be talking about online tax lien certificate sales. And the reason is because there's just quite a few upcoming auctions that are going to be happening in Arizona, Indiana, and then as we get into a little bit later part of the year, we're going to have auctions happening in Florida and really all across the country.
Now, different things about some of these online tax lien auctions they have. Counties have basically pre-auction downloads that give you all of the instructions and procedures for the participants. So it's really important to use all of those tools that these counties provide because they essentially will answer most of your questions that you'll end up having, before they come up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't know how many times we've talked to students that may have participated in the sale before actually going through all that information. And so one thing that's an advantage to the online auctions is the process is easier. All of the forms, the questions, the information is there. In fact, many of these online auction websites will have a complete website that's dedicated to the online auction or to that county. And some of them will even have practice auctions that you can participate in on a daily basis. Each day they have a new practice auction, and you can try participate in bidding, so that when the actual auction happens, you already understand their system.
Yeah, I think that when people are involved with online auctions, part of the challenge for them is what they know about tax liens and deeds. But then also part of the challenge is being familiar with the platform that's used for the auction, and the practice auctions give you a chance to get comfortable with that before you ever actually participate in a real auction. So good opportunity there, and something you should do.
Right. Now, as far as these online auctions, there's really going to be 4 companies that handle online auctions. There's more companies than there are out there, but these are the 4 that handle tax lien auctions. And they're going to be Real Auction, Grant Street Group, Zeus Auction, and Civic Source. And these are the 4 major primary providers for tax lien auctions.
Yeah, this information is gold, people. And, this is where a lot of the auctions are scheduled and take place. What's also nice is that tax lien auctions are auctions that tend to happen once a year, because it's the liens are issued against properties based on the year's worth of taxes and fees generally. So you can usually count on states to hold their sales around the same time every year, or for counties to hold their sale around the same time every year, which makes it a little bit easier and something you can count on.
Yeah, exactly. We can see Arizona here has auctions coming up in February. So does Indiana. Nebraska has auctions coming up in February, and then New Jersey as well. New Jersey's a little bit unique. Just like Shade said, most of the counties will hold their auctions at the same time of the year, and that's the case in most of the states. But New Jersey does it with cities and municipalities, and so they actually have probably 150 or 100 different online auction websites. And so with New Jersey in particular, they'll be holding sales throughout the year. So usually every month there's going to be some online auctions happening in New Jersey.
Yeah, always sales happening there. That's excellent. Now, when you want to engage and participate in an online auction, there are certain steps you're going to take in doing so. And basically, once you've determined that that it's a sale that you want to participate in, one of the first things you need to do is just register for the online auction. You can usually do this within a few minutes, not that difficult, but that's also where they'll have you do something like send in your deposit, and that might be time sensitive. And so it's important to get through the registration process as soon as you know it's a sale that you want to participate in.
Yeah, absolutely. And the registration is really easy to do, just like Shade said. Now, once you've registered, then it's just a matter of doing the property research, researching these tax lien certificates. And what this is going to be done, you're going to do this on the auction and the county website. So one thing that's nice about these online auctions is that each property is linked to the online records. And so you don't have to try to find the parcel search tool and type in the parcel number. You can essentially just click on each one of those links and pull up all the information about the property. And one thing we talk about when we talk about tax liens is you're not going to need as much research investing in that tax lien certificate as you would a tax deed. And so literally in a matter of just a few minutes, me and Shay can usually determine if it's a tax lien certificate that we want to bid on or not.
Yeah, in fact, that's a good point to make about tax liens. Tax liens, by nature, are meant to redeem. That's what happens in the vast majority of the time. 95 to 97% of the time, they're going to redeem, and so really they are. There's much less risk involved with liens because you're not actually acquiring property. You're simply purchasing a lien against the property, and the vast majority of those liens redeem and pay out an excellent interest rate return. When they do so. So they're a very simple and easy investment to buy, and they don't require a ton of due diligence. As long as you can prove that the property has value, that it has use, and that the roll-up, as long as you know what the roll-up is, which would be the additional taxes that are owed or due before the lien that you purchased, then as long as that roll-up is okay, then there's really no reason not to purchase that lien.
Yeah, exactly. Now, once you've done that research, then you're just going to essentially bid on the tax lien certificates, and that's pretty easy to do. You're able to do that right there on the auction website, and then once the auction is ended, if you were the winning bidder, you'll be awarded the tax lien certificate, and you make payment arrangements, and then you'll be awarded the tax lien.
Yeah, and what's also nice about liens is that from that point forward, really all you do for the most part is sit back and wait for checks to come in the mail as your tax liens redeem. It's a very easy, hands-off type of investment that you won't have to worry about for a long period of time. If you have any liens that don't redeem within that redemption period, well, then you can look at the next steps after that to continue to pursue return on your investment.
Yeah, exactly. Now, as far as each week, we're also going to answer a couple of questions that we get through YouTube. So if you have any questions, go ahead and submit them to our YouTube channel, and maybe we can answer your question in an upcoming training. And so a couple of the questions that we got in is, what kind of payment methods will the county accept for buying tax liens or deeds?
That's actually a great question, and it's something that has evolved somewhat over time. It depends on the county. There are some counties that still require what they would call certified funds, which they're talking about either a transfer or a cashier's check or something along those lines. But then there are also other counties that we found that will accept cards, and even some that have accepted personal checks. We found some that required money to be deposited a certain way for the first bit of money, so $500 or whatever that amount is, using some kind of certified funds, and then they allow you to pay with a personal check for the rest of it. So it's really something that almost varies from county to county depending on what they want to use, but there's more options now than there ever was before.
Yeah, exactly. In the past, it was only certified funds or cash, and so now there's different payment methods. And like Shade said, in fact, with online auctions, that's actually where some of these features are set up, where you can use debit cards. Some of you can even use credit cards in some of the deed sales to be able to purchase these properties. And so I think that's a good general rule. Usually, the first thing you're wanting to do is check that information. It's going to be provided in that pre-auction packet that we talked about. Even if it's a live sale, they'll let you know exactly what they need to accept as far as payment methods.
Yeah. Now, the second question is, if I need to build retirement income, what is a better strategy for me, tax liens or tax deeds? It's a question by Lewis. Well, this is a really good question, and I know there are a lot of people out there that are concerned about their retirement accounts. They're concerned about having some way that they can continue to make money. And so the answer to this is actually going to depend on each person's, obviously, individual circumstances. But obviously the two here work towards completely different ends. Tax deeds are going to work best to build up the working capital that you have. You can use tax deeds to create income properties. So there's ways you can use tax deeds to create residual ongoing income. But tax liens also work well. Tax liens are really best used, though, for making a secure, high interest rate return on a large amount of money that you already have. So let's say you have something like a retirement account that you're only earning 3% on or less, or something like that. In a case like that, you could invest those funds in tax liens and earn a much higher rate of return of 16 to 18% or possibly more.
Yeah, exactly. With tax lien certificates, like Shade said, you're just going to be earning that interest rate return. So we're going to be looking at it more of like a stock investment, where we're essentially earning a return, and then we're going to get a return and then reinvest that into more tax liens. With tax deeds, we're looking at real estate. And so if you have $5,000 and you want to build that into $100,000, then tax deeds is going to be that method. But if you have $100,000 and you don't want to do a ton of work, but you just want to kick back and make a great interest off of that, then tax lien certificates would be the answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think well said. And it's also a good question because there's so much confusion around the two and what tends to work best for which scenario. And they're both amazing investments, but they have definitely different uses, and they tend to work better based on different amounts. So if you're limited with the capital that you're working with, then tax deeds are most likely going to be the way to go. If you've got plenty of capital, but you're looking for a higher rate of return, then tax liens would be the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's well said. So, this is our weekly update. If you haven't got a chance, go ahead and check out our website, taxsalesupport.com. That's our membership training site. Also at secretsoftaxlieninvesting.com, that's where you can download our free ebook, Secrets of Tax Lien Investing.
Yeah, and also don't forget to subscribe. We'll be placing new videos on here and new updates with additional lists and training and tips.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed it, go ahead and like it for us, and we'll be putting a new one out next week.
Thanks so much.